And welcome to episode number 10 of the Top 5 Scope. Joel Comm here, New York Times bestselling author of a dozen books and a professional speaker, influencer, futurist, and normal guy that likes to do good stuff. And the Top 5 Scope are the top 5 thoughts of mine from all over the map, whether it's business, social media, applications, entertainment, things that I find interesting, places I go. And episode number 10 of the Top 5 Scope is here in your face, and it is the top 5 reasons that I think you should blog, especially if you are in business. And blog, of course, is short for weblog. It started in the early 2000s. I started in 2003, and basically it's a platform, most using WordPress now, that allows you to share your thoughts and ideas, your pictures, your videos, whatever you want in a format that is on your own site. Okay, so with that said, I know some of you guys are tracking these and you actually number them for me as we go. That's great. Let's get started with reason number 1 to blog. It's because it's a creative outlet. Any place you have an opportunity to share your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on in your life, apart from social media, and I'll share why in a moment, is a creative outlet. If you look at my blog at joelcomm.com, you'll see that I don't just write about business. I don't just write about social. I write about travels. I write about experiences. I write about movies sometimes. I write about whatever I want in my life. Yes, it's a business site because it's tied to my brand as an author, speaker, entrepreneur, as a consultant, and as a futurist or influencer, all these different things. But most of all, it's a creative outlet. It's a place for me to go and share what I want to share. It's my home. Think of it that way. I'm inviting you to my home. Okay, so that's number 1, creative outlet. Number 2, it's a central repository for all my stuff. I've got in the sphere of social media, you can find me on Periscope or on Meerkat or on Blab or on Facebook or on Twitter or on Google Plus or YouTube or all these places. But those are all spokes that come from the hub, which is my central location. That is my blog. It is my home. It's the thing that nobody can take away from me. It's mine. I own the domain. I own the site. I own all the content on it. Okay, and that's really important, especially as we get on to one of the later numbers. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you here. Glad. Thanks for joining us. So, not only that, but as a central repository for all my stuff, not only is it my blog, but it's my podcast and my biographic and videos from me speaking and all kinds of stuff. Okay, number 3, if you have a blog and it's your name, when you search for your name, odds are it's going to come up first on Google and Bing and all the search engines. If you search for Joel Comm on Google, you're going to get tons of results. But the very first one, my blog. Then my Facebook page, my Twitter page, Google Plus articles, and so on. But the blog shows up first. This is important when people are searching for me, that they find me. So the number 3 reason is that you should be blogging is it'll be the first listing on Google if it's your name. Now, and that's also if your name is not John Smith, right? And you can't own johnsmith.com, and there's a zillion other Johns. I see your agreement, Aaron, and thank you, Jennifer. The number 4 reason is for SEO purposes, and it's this is part of number 3, but it goes beyond that, because every blog entry I write becomes a new doorway into my site. Yeah, there's a certain number of people that go looking for me and they go through my front door, the main page, joelcomm.com. But there's people that search for why my Facebook account is closed, and they end up in an article on my site that was about my Facebook account being closed, right? They might have a trouble with American Airlines, and they might come across to my article that was American Airlines customer service, and they end up at my site. See, every blog entry you write is like another door or window into your site, and it's more opportunities for people to find you. And that's what the web is about, is us being found so we can share our information. Doesn't matter how great your content is or how frequently you do it, how wonderful other people think it is. If nobody knows it's there, It doesn't matter. But it does matter. And having consistent, quality, original content is really important. Carrie Joe says I need more hearts. Let me feel the love. Yeah, Legendary Woo. My blog is on WordPress. It was on Movable Type because there was no WordPress when I started blogging in 2003. I switched it over to WordPress a few years ago. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate that. Okay, so SEO indexing for all your content is number 4. And number 5, people say to me, Joel, in fact, some well-known people say, I've given up on blogging. I'm just going to post my content on Facebook or other places on social media. I think, personally, that's a big mistake. Now, I use a lot of social media, and I do post my original content to social, but I also post it to my blog. And here's why. You do not own your social media profiles. Oh, I know. It's your picture, and it's your content, and your stuff you're putting out there, but what you post on Facebook, you don't own that. You don't own it. They can change terms of service. You can lose your account. A company could be sold, a place that has all your content. When I did the Next Internet Millionaire reality show in 2007, we opted to post all the original videos on Rever.com. Rever's gone. All the views that we had, I had to re-upload them to YouTube, and we lost hundreds of thousands of views because Rever went out of business or sold or whatever happened. Our stuff disappeared. Keeping control of your content is essential, and if you have a blog, you always have a place to call home. If you lose access to social media profiles or terms of service are changed, Mark Zuckerberg isn't going to care. He's not. So, there you go. Top 5 reasons that you should be blogging. Let's review them really quickly. Number 1, it's a creative outlet for you, and you're all creative because that's why you're part of the Scope community. Number 2, it's a central repository for your stuff, all your digital you. Great place to keep it all. Number 3, if your name is not a completely common name, when people search for you, you have a better chance of coming up first on the search engines. Number 4, having multiple articles. The more you have, the more entryways you have to your site. So for SEO, for indexing your site, it's a win. Trust me on this. I've had thousands of articles indexed. People visit my site every day, and they come in all kinds of different doors. You're welcome, Mark. And number 5, it is not social media. You have to have a place where you own all the content, where it's truly all about you, and you will never regret. Squoy webbit. You will never regret. I regret that. Having, gosh, this one's going downhill fast. Having a place to call your own, and that is what your blog is for. Thank you for spelling that out, Jenny. Wigwet, wabbit. Hey, if we're not having fun and not being a little entertaining, then what do we got? I don't know. So that is today's Top 5 Scope. Would love to hear your suggestions for what you would like me to do a Top 5 Scope on. And to do it, don't leave the suggestions here because I won't get them here. Thanks, Carrie Joe. You're awesome, too. What I'd like you to do is tweet me at JoelComm and use hashtag Top 5 Scope. And just to make sure everybody understands, it just so happens I have a pen and a paper here. Looks like that. Hashtag Top 5 Scope. I know if you can read that, but don't use the number 5. Spell out Top 5 Scope. There's my notes. True to form of, I think it was episode 3, the top 5 reasons you should prepare notes for your scope. I still do it, so I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you sharing the love. Look on my blog at joelcomm.com for all the past episodes. Easy to find because they're the most recent entries especially. They're also on my YouTube channel. And just so you know, I'm trying to be really smart about this. Since I'm saving this Periscope content, it disappears from Periscope in 24 hours. But I take it, I download it into iMovie, I chop off all the beginning part where I'm welcoming everybody, even though that's a lot of fun because people who are coming for the content, They want to get right into the meat of the reason that they're there. So I edit it down so we start the recording at the part where I start sharing my content. I put a little music on there, some titles, upload it to YouTube, and then also upload it to Facebook at different times so I can scatter my reach. And then I take that YouTube embed, make a new blog post, and repurpose it so it's on my blog. And if I wasn't putting it on my blog, then you'd be going, Joel, you just told us the top 5 reasons that we should blog, and you're not putting your recordings on your blog. What's wrong with you, you big hypocrite? But fortunately, excuse me, I do that. So yeah, there you go. I just gave you a bonus reason, Terry. So there you have it. Hey, thank you for joining me. Watch for more top 5 scopes, 5 days a week, all kinds of fun with 5s. Joel here. I appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Down Periscope.